The Sputnik-1 spacecraft was the first artificial satellite successfully placed in orbit around the Earth and was launched from Baikonur Cosmodrome at Tyuratam, 370 kilometers southwest of the small town of Baikonur, in Kazakhstan, then part of the former Soviet Union. The Russian word Sputnik means companion, satellite in the astronomical sense. In 1885, Konstantin Tsiolkovsky first described in his book, Dreams of Earth and Sky, how such a satellite could be launched into a low-altitude orbit. It was the first in a series of 4 satellites as part of the Sputnik program of the former Soviet Union and was planned as a contribution to the International Geophysical Year, 1957 to 1958. 3 of these satellites, Sputnik 1, 2, and 3, reached Earth orbit. The Sputnik-1 satellite was a 58.0 cm diameter aluminum sphere that carried 4 whip-like antennas that were 2.4 to 2.9 m long. The antennas looked like long whiskers, pointing to one side. The spacecraft obtained data pertaining to the density of the upper layers of the atmosphere and the propagation of radio signals in the ionosphere. The instruments and electric power sources were housed in a sealed capsule and included transmitters operated at 20.005 and 40.002 MHz, about 15 and 7.5 m in wavelength, the emissions taking place in alternating groups of 0.3 s in duration. The downlink telemetry included data on temperatures inside and on the surface of the sphere. Since the sphere was filled with nitrogen under pressure, Sputnik-1 provided the first opportunity for meteoroid detection. No such events were reported, since losses in internal pressure due to meteoroid penetration of the outer surface would have been evident in the temperature data. The satellite transmitters operated for 3 weeks, until the onboard chemical batteries failed, and were monitored with intense interest around the world. The orbit of the then inactive satellite was later observed optically to decay 92 days after launch, January 4, 1958, after having completed about 1,400 orbits of the Earth over a cumulative distance traveled of 70 million kilometers. The orbital apogee declined from 947 kilometers after launch to 600 kilometers by December 9. The Sputnik-1 rocket booster also reached Earth orbit and was visible from the ground at night as a first-magnitude object, while the small but highly polished sphere, barely visible at 6th magnitude, was more difficult to follow optically. Several replicas of the Sputnik-1 satellite can be seen at museums in Russia, and another is on display in the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share if you like it.